Welcome back to the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. We're brought to you by Pelican, built tough for all situations. Go to pelican.com. Yak Gadget, for all your fine kayak fishing accessory needs. Go to yakgadget.com. Eastport Marina, on the beautiful shores of Dale Hollow Lake, for all your lodging, kayaking, and fishing needs. Go to eastport.info. Now let's get this show started.
What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Matt, with...
I'm Brad. I had my mic muted.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
I know, dude. I keep screwing up lately, man. I suck. I should probably just quit the podcast.
I mean, that's like going way overboard, but I mean, you do whatever your little heart desires, I suppose.
Yeah. But what's up, dude?
So, not a whole lot, man. How are you doing? How's
I'm
life?
doing good other than freaking trying to find a stupid van.
Dude, I tell you what, the car market right now is ridiculous. I looked out when I found my truck, and I was about to just say screw it and take a bike everywhere. So,
yeah, it is stupid. Like, we've spent all week after work trying to find a car or van, whatever. Yeah, overpriced, and there is nothing out there.
yeah, I'm about to say it's everywhere strapped because they're missing the chip or something or another. I know it was about to just be me and our guest tonight because Brad was going to be looking at a van, but he lucked out and he got to grace us with his presence. So,
and the crowd goes wild. Yippee.
Hey, man, I'm still the new guy. There's more people coming back for you than me.
Yeah, but you got all the cool gear. They just want to hear you talk about it.
Yeah, that's on occasional episodes, and I can only talk about it so much before everyone starts to hate me because they think I'm just a pretentious Shimano guy, which I am, but, you know.
You are. I was going to say.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not going to deny it.
It's all good. It's all good.
All right, well, let's get Nick in here.
I thought you said something else.
No, I did not say that.
Let me put my pants back on.
Dirty mind. Anyway, Nick, how are you doing? Second week back.
I'm good. I'm coffeeed up and recovering after a tournament I fished today. So, all right.
Oh, you know you're not going to be able to grace over it that quick. Tell us about it. How'd it go? What happened?
Well, I caught a lot of rock bass. The old Dwayner was out there in full force today. No, we had a bunch of rain, so a river's going. It was a river tournament. It's on the White River for Grassroots Bass Yakking, which is a club that's in Indiana, in Illinois, and I think the southern end of the lower peninsula of Michigan. Anyway, it's a tournament where you can pick from Sunday to Monday, fish one day for 8 hours, and you compete against everybody. So I fished today.
Do you strategically pick like a day during the week so you get a call for work?
Depends on what's going on. Sometimes yes. Today would have been one of those because I did not do that correctly. I don't think. But I like to fish on the river when the water's up and there's a little bit more current. And I was sort of fingers crossed that a lot of the fish were waiting to spawn for the water to sort of normalize.
Yeah,
which is pretty close right now. I mean, it's negligible. But
what's the water temperature out there?
It's warm. It's high 60s, low 70s.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I'm about to say last time I was out, which it's been like 10 or 11 days. It was still low 50s, mid 50s.
Yeah.
So
it's bbeen warm here. Like it was like 90 yesterday.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I was say it was 85 yesterday.
Yeah, same here today. You should see the tops of my legs. I got destroyed today.
I know all.
Well, it was dumb.
I know all about that.
I do
Literally,
too.
first river trip we went out this year, I wore shorts and my legs were like. If you're watching the show in the top right corner of Brad's screen, there's a red sticker. My legs looked like that. Like I was supposed to go turkey hunt the next day. My buddy texted me. He's like, "You going?" I was like, "Dude, I can't bend my knees. No, I'm not going."
Yeah.
Like I couldn't move.
I got a pretty good one, but that's my fault. No, it was. I had fun. I caught fish today, but I think they're a lot of them are spawning. I think there's some that haven't. The water was muddy. I didn't see a bed all day, but I caught fish. Just it took a. It's not great fish, not a great bite. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a smallmouth bed on the river because our river is so freaking dirty you can hardly ever see the bottom.
Yeah, that's what it was today.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
Yeah.
up on the edges up close, but that's what it does. But there's only a couple places where I saw even in a couple feet of water.
Dude, so I am 100% sure that Justin, the spot he's been fishing, I'm 100% sure he's catching the same fish over and over, and it's a spawning area.
Oh yeah, there's no way.
Even if
There's
you're wrong, start the rumor anyway.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, there's no way you catch 10 back-to-back fish that are all 19s and 18s. There's no way. Like it's not. They're the same fish.
Well, I heard he was using a Mike Long treble hook too. So Justin,
He's gonna listen to this and be like, "Dude, you guys are stupid."
I've never even met him. Sorry, Justin. But
Oh
we're
man,
on the internet.
that's funny. Yeah. No, man, he found a good spot though. I mean, it's a spot that like I used to float up or not. I didn't float. I would motor up the river with the Torpedo, and I would cast it with the Whopper Plopper. I'd catch fish out of it, but not caliber like that.
Oh yeah, it's a whole new day. Like he should just get in every single month-long tournament that's in this span every year and just go there and just catch the same fish over and over and over, and he'll win by like 200 inches every time.
Or Brad should.
Well,
The
yeah.
spot.
Yeah. I don't know.
You guys can dial out for it.
Well, there is a spot like I can put up like 94 inches in a month at this spot down here, but I haven't been like a KBF member or anything since 2019.
Yeah, I don't do any of those matches either.
Yeah, it's whatever. I'm not really into tournaments much anymore. It's just I don't know.
After
Whatever.
the first two this year, I'm starting to feel the same way.
I had a good year. Like, what was that? 2020?
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, I had a real good
Yeah.
year 2020, but other than that, like I just quit after that. I was just like, yeah.
Let's say 2020
Whatever.
you had quite a few top 10s. You got in the top 3 on like 2 events, didn't you? 2 or 3.
I got second in one, but I did because the Cowan Lake I got third or fourth
Yeah. So
that year.
and then last year I think you only did one. I think you did
Just
the
one.
the CKF 150.
Yep, that's it.
Yep. But you
And I
came
did
in,
that on the
think-
river. I love doing
Yeah.
those on the river because everybody makes such a big deal about it. And when you place high in the 150, everybody else is fishing their honey holes, and I'm sitting here on the river just busting smallmouth. And they're like, "Holy crap, dude, that's awesome!"
Yeah, it's okay. Our honey hole is no longer a honey hole. I was out there with like 17 other people. I was like, I can get there a little bit late. This is not a big deal. I slept in a little bit, got out there like 7:30. I look out and I just see 400 rods sticking up off kayaks. And I'm like, this is stupid. Lost my catch board. Like it's just dumb. Still came to like the top 15, but still, I was annoyed. It was stupid.
But I do want to do that White River tournament coming up, dude.
Yeah, it's in August. Definitely should talk about that.
Who's running that this year? IK?
Yeah. That's their annual, and then I believe Grassroots will have one in conjunction, so you can double up if you want to, or fish one day for one and the other one, the next day for the other, whatever you want.
I need to. Are the northern stretches not touched as much?
I wouldn't say that.
Like way far north of like Anderson,
They get fished.
they do.
I mean, I don't know how often. I
Yeah,
can't answer to that. I know that the people that do fish them are good.
yeah. I know because our river's real similar to the White River, and up north it's like nobody fishes up north. Once you get towards the middle, everybody fishes it, and then down south, nobody fishes it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's different. I mean, it's the same river, obviously, up north, but it's bigger in Indianapolis. It's wider. It's more of a smaller river up north,
Yeah,
which makes sense through a metropolitan area. The White River also goes through my hometown of Muncie. It's a little bit wider there than it would be once you get south of there to probably 146th Street or something like that.
That makes sense because the Great Miami, every time it gets near a city, it starts to widen real wide. It's like just shallow and wide.
Yep. Rivers like that, but I don't fish up there very much, mostly just because I don't need to as much, I guess. But there's nice fish up there. It gets. I know there's a couple longer stretches in here in town, and yeah, they catch big fish up there and plenty of them.
Interesting.
It just sets up differently, and obviously when you're in town, north of Indianapolis, or north of the suburbs of Indianapolis, rather, there's a lot of agriculture and farming.
Yep.
Well as city runoff and subdivision runoff type stuff. So Indy, there's a little bit more grass here in town. It's still the same river. It's just sets up in places a little bit differently, and there's maybe less rocky or less bouldery type stuff. Maybe that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a river.
Ours is like the further north you go, the skinnier it gets, and it kind of looks like a creek up there in spots. And then I don't know if you've been up there, Matt, but like the Sydney area, it's like you got bluff walls coming down the sides of the river, and then there's spots where like there's hills, and then you got huge boulders in the middle that just stick out of the water like 2-3 feet, and it kind of feels like you're in like an Indian movie and you're about to get shot by an arrow.
Yeah, that's kind of how Sugar Creek is, which is northwest of Indy or west of Indy.
Is that a fast river?
I've never been on it when it's been fast. I've only been on it in the summertime.
Okay.
And it gets pretty low in spots. But the bluff walls, it's it's a cool place to go. To go float. And it was kind of like there were sections of the Muskegon River up in Michigan that we did last fall. But those bluff walls are awesome. I love that.
They are sweet. We got a picture of Justin inside of a cave wearing a Slipknot mask. It's pretty awesome.
It's especially cool if you can actually catch a fish like right off the bluff wall.
Yep.
Like that's fun.
I've never really caught anything.
That's what's so cool about rivers is, I mean, just like Brad was saying, up north, it's skinnier, and where we're at, it's like you could go anywhere in a state, or if it's a multi-state river, and follow it, and you have different fish, like you fish it differently, it's set up differently, kind of like you said, farther north up the White River, it's set up differently, not as many boulders, so you're fishing differently. It's the same thing with the Little Miami here. I got a little spot that I'll put in that's super narrow. Brad, you fished it last year. You didn't like it, but I mean, I caught like 15 fish in a day. So
you talking about around Xenia?
Farther up, closer to Caesars.
Okay. No, that's down south.
It's southern. Yeah, Little Miami. When I say that, I mean
giving his spot away, Brad.
Yeah, it's okay. Whatever. It's fine.
What's up?
It's a public park. Yeah, you're just giving the spot away. It's fine.
You spot burner.
No, it's the Little Miami River.
I'll tell everyone where it's at because they'll go there and they'll get so ticked off. It's at Constitution Park in Sugar Creek.
Oh,
go there and enjoy fighting 47,000 pleasure kayakers because that's where a livery puts in. But the reason why I love it is because no one likes to fish it because they fight because the pleasure boaters are through there all the time. But I'll catch 15.
It's literally like 15 yards wide all through there.
Yeah, dude, it's super narrow. But then you go farther south of Little Miami and it winds up like by Loveland and whatnot. So, I mean, that's why I love rivers. It's you can fish 5 different types of water if you really want to in a month.
That beginning section sounds like you definitely need 100-pound braid.
Yeah. And shark hooks.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. 8-aught circle hooks.
Yeah, I just use an anchor. I just hand line it. You know what I mean? Yeah,
exactly. You want to know you're around.
Yeah. Oh, I get the Great Miami. It's not as bad with pleasure boaters and stuff. There's one guy that drives a jet boat, but other than that, I mean, I've seen a couple over like south of Dayton, but that's it.
Seen a couple north up by the Piqua area. There's a boating club there, and they put their boats in and fish that stretch. Yeah. Me and John did that 2 years ago. No, last year. I don't know. Some point in my life. He put his boat in there. He's like, I want to fish the river. I was like, all right, man, we can get the kayaks out. He's like, no, I'll just put my boat in. I was like, okay.
Fishing from a jet is awesome.
Oh, dude, I want one. It looks sweet.
It wasn't even a jet. He just had a trolling motor on the front of it, and he trimmed up his main motor. We were just sitting there in a bass boat. Yeah, I mean, it worked. He didn't catch anything. I caught fish. It was funny because he was really upset, but whatever.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
He's
That's
gonna
when I
listen
first.
to this.
That's fine. John, if you're hearing, I still remember when you skunked, and it was hilarious. But that was when I found out, and I told Brad this. He's like, I just can't believe they're eating it. And I was throwing the big Kitex. I think the 7s. Like the 6.
You told me this recently. I just can't remember what it was.
Yeah, it was. I was throwing
swim
those.
jig.
Yeah, I was throwing it on a swim jig, and Brad's
Yeah.
like, I've never caught him on a swim jig, or I've never thrown it, whatever. And I was like, dude, I was throwing it, and it was in November or early December, and I had chasers. I mean, every fish I caught, there was 2 more behind it on a swim jig with a big old fat paddle tail on the rear end.
Nice.
They were hammering it.
Yeah, I like that swim jig bite. I throw one. I throw one when it's a little bit more clear, for sure. Trim up a little bit, kind of finesse cut that swim jig. Woo!
Oh, they smack it, man.
Yeah.
I will say, I just throw that V cut in the skirt. They destroy it. It's so fun because they hit it so much harder than I think anything else because and they chase it. It's awesome.
Yeah, my hardest bites today were from rock bass. They smacked it today, real hard.
The river's continual gift.
Oh man, I was like, that's gonna be a day.
Indiana Rock Bass Alliance.
Oh, exactly. That's the hashtag. Look it up. On that one.
That's cool.
I also caught a channel cat today. That was my first channel of the year.
Oh, jeez.
I managed
It's Brad.
Yeah, I didn't get bit. Normally, I just stick my hand in and like screw it, just get bit. Today, I was a little. I was like, I don't want to do this today. Get out.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Those things, they just tick me off.
Oh, it's every time we go out, we're not catching anything or we're catching dinks or something. And I just look over and Brad's like, rod's bent over his Ned Rig rod. And I was like, you got something good? He's like, yeah, I think so, but it's not doing anything. And then I'll bring it up. He's like, it's a stupid catfish. It's all I hear.
Yeah.
I'll be fishing swim baits in fast water and I'll get bit by, I'm like, dude, smallmouth, they're supposed to be right there, not you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't in quick water today, but I was throwing I caught fish today on like 3 things. Like I was swimming a net around with a baby goat on the back, which is a good little bait. I had 4-inch Kitech, and then a jig, Beast Coast, half ounce. I think it's the Marauder. And then their new flipping bait, which is actually pretty good too. But anyways, yeah, those things love swim baits. All catfish love swim baits.
It doesn't. It just blows my mind. When I catch them on I've caught them on chatterbaits. That's annoying.
Oh yeah, I've done
baits,
but yeah,
spinner baits too.
Yeah, it's just I hate them.
Yes, actually, a couple weeks ago, I had a nice spinnerbait, one of my nice accent ones made in Indianapolis, Indiana. Destroyed.
Yep. I was gonna say it probably bent the crap out of it.
Oh, dude, killed it.
Yeah, dude.
Nice spinnerbait. I caught like 1 fish on it. Like I caught like a nice 18 or so. Like a half hour before, I was like, all right, got the bait. Not anymore.
Yeah, I know the pain. Last year I did that. I didn't even catch a fish on it yet, man. I was throwing a mega bass spinnerbait, got hammered, brought it back up, and my spinnerbait was like L'd. It looked like a weird buzz bait, and I was like, "Oh, dude!" And I tried to bend it back, and I just broke it. And I was like, "This is stupid."
I didn't break the arm, but I have not been able to get that thing to swim correctly, or the way I want it to. Rather, maybe it's not 100% correct, but yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah, it's scarred for life.
Flatheads. I like catching with flatheads, so that's fine. Whatever.
So we hit on swim baits last week. We kind of talked in a little bit here. You guys want to get into some of the talk with the gear that we're using for big swim baits?
Yeah,
this is something I don't use though. So,
all right.
You can ask the questions because you don't use it. So some of the viewers and listeners might have questions they'd want to ask, and you can just ask them, and we can answer them.
If we were live, we could do that. That'd actually be a good idea.
We should do that one time eventually. Keep your eyes open.
but not on Thursdays because Brian is recording right now, I think. So, I don't know, dude. Where do you guys want to start? Like, are you using like higher geared ratio reels for big swim baits or what?
You can. I think a good place to start is with rods, because rods are rated differently, as anybody
Yeah.
knows. So like I like for a lot of my baits between 1 to, I'm going to say like 2.5, 3 ounces. I like to use a rod that is rated for like 1 to 4 ounces. And then anything over like 3, I like one that's rated either to 8 ounces or 10 ounces. And then also too with your rods, what you're going to find out is some of, you're going to be looking at a fast tip. Any of those weights rods for a faster tip, I would like to throw more of a soft bait with like a single hook. So and a battle shad or a citizen or no, there's a bunch of soft baits. I'm just not doing a very good job of remembering.
Yeah.
Mag drift.
Mag draft, I actually do like. I'll do both with that bait, but I actually like a little bit of a softer tip if I can get away with it for the treble hook baits.
Mm-hmm.
Since on that, now the freestyle mag draft
I was
is
about to say, yeah.
you can put a swim bait hook on, like an owner beast hook on. That's kind of what I mean. So actually, I do. So
Are you using Dobbins Champions rods?
I have some. Yeah.
Okay.
So this, what I'm holding up here is this is a good rod, I think, for the money. It's a St. Croix Mojo Bass, and it's this 7'10" heavy. It's rated 1 to 4 ounces. I can throw treble hooks on there. It works. But I kind of like that for like the 6-inch Battle Shad or a Dream Smasher gill, any sort of top hook bait. I could even throw like a Huddleston 68 on that, which is their 6-inch Huddleston with the bigger tail on the back. But it also, I've thrown treble hooks on it. It's mostly a preference thing since I was fishing this rod a lot last year on the river. I have since picked up another rod that's also rated 1 to 4 ounces that is much tippier. It's a moderate fast heavy action rod.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's about the same, which is, it's pretty standard. And like you said, it's a preference thing, but it's pretty standard in the swim bait community where you have a rod for your fixed hooked and then you have your rod for your treble hooks. Like I have for my larger ones with treble hooks, I use a 711. It's the only non-Douglas rod, just because I haven't replaced it yet. But it's a 711 GL2 G Loomis, which is 3 to 8 ounce, and that works. And I've thrown, what's crazy, because I was in a pinch and I forgot my lighter swim bait rod, and I was actually throwing a 6-inch mag draft on that bad boy. Nice. And it was chucking it without a problem at all. That's not even close to 3 ounces.
Yeah. That's also another thing too is there's now like I don't know if boutique is the right word, but there's some smaller manufacturers of rods, and I feel like those rods are probably rated a lot more accurately maybe than more of your bigger rods.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use, I might catch some swim bait meme heat on this one. Like I do like Dobbins rods, but I forget who said this, but their math for like the ratings on the swim bait rod is like they get like 1/2, plus or minus 1 ounce, and there's probably some truth to that. And like I said, I like their rods. I throw them. But I have like an 807, which is rated from 3 to 10 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Well, I probably wouldn't throw more than 5.5 on that.
Yeah,
I could probably do it. I don't really need to do it. Is sort of the other side of that. Now, if I was throwing, like we talked about last week, a Depths 250, I would want something rated more than, well, if it was truly rated 10 ounces, you probably could, or even 8 ounces. But
Yeah, I must say.
could those rods handle that 6.5 ounce bait? Yes.
Mm.
Do I think it would be a long-term solution? I don't know. I've never done it. But that's just sort of my take on that. And also, too, since, I do fish the river a lot, I don't need to be throwing a 6.5 ounce bait. Not in our river, anyway. I'm sure there are where you can work it deep enough to do what you need to do. I'm sure people are doing it and they're amazing at it. I'm not
Amazon River.
Yeah.
That'd be fun, man.
It would be fun. It would be you wouldn't last long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that bait's gonna get trashed.
Oh yeah. I mean, you go out there and you throw anything soft is gone immediately.
Yeah. From
And any
every fish.
Yeah, I would say it doesn't matter what fish is there. Even the peacock bass that you can lip,
Yeah.
they're massive and they tear stuff up like it's not even funny.
Yeah,
Like,
they throw those big wood chopper baits because they're wood.
mhm.
You guys ever watch River Monsters?
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I got a better
That-
one here on YouTube.
Let's hear it.
Dock Monsters.
Dock Monsters?
Yeah, it's obviously takes place in Florida, and it's a guy with a giant rod and a giant 8,000 size casting reel with a 24-pound weight and a giant fish. He just drops it off of these marinas and inlets and catches giant groupers and tarpon and whatever lives down there, and he pulls up these dock monsters.
Oh,
That's
man.
crazy, man.
We were talking a little bit about it pre-show, but I mean, that's the one thing about like saltwater fishing. It can be fun because I mean, it can be boring, like you said, Brad, because you throw out and you're catching a fish like almost every other cast. But it can be fun until you pull up because you don't know what you're pulling up.
Yeah.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
Like, and there's guys who, like you were saying, Nick, dudes jumping in, taking pictures with grouper. I'm not about that life because I've watched a video where a grouper almost swallowed a scuba diver, and that shouldn't be how it is. But I mean,
It's kind of like the same wavelength as noodling for catfish. I'm just like,
yeah,
nope,
that's
doing that.
another thing. That's like that.
Yeah,
that
I'm not doing that
that's.
either.
I was all about doing that until I read a story about a catfish in Germany that they killed, and the thing had freaking a Nazi helmet in it and an iron cross.
Was it a
And this
Welsh?
catfish, huh?
Was it a
Welsh?
Welsh catfish?
Yeah, it was a Welsh catfish, dude, and it ate a person.
That's awesome.
No,
The right one.
I'm
too.
not. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm all about who he ate. I'm just saying I don't want to get in the water with a fish that can and obviously will eat me.
Yeah,
Now,
I've
doubt it.
seen videos of those damn things like blowing up ploppers and stuff. Those things are gnarly.
Oh, dude, it's
couldn't imagine.
insane. Like, there's videos. I'm sure we're talking the same video. The dude's like in a kayak and he throws this plopper like 4 times until it's 2 foot away from the boat and then hooks it, and the thing just like pulls him like 4 foot.
Yeah, you're done.
How do you land that? Like, how are you like? I need to go home. Let's hook the ride home, and then you just follow it down the river, and then you just cut your line to get off. Like, is that a mean of transportation? Because you're
Dude,
not landing that.
It
It's just
would
not
be
possible.
that day. It would be that day.
I caught a 38-inch flathead on a Tokyo rig, 7'4" medium rod, and that thing. I was on my inflatable. It took me 1/4 mile downstream, back upstream, back downstream,
I believe
and
it.
I fought that thing for like
Yeah.
15 minutes.
I believe it. Yeah,
It was nuts.
sounds like fun though.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Finally got him up, got him on the inflatable. I'm like, if I drop this guy, he's popping this thing.
No, for sure.
all 3 air sacs are just blown.
You see me just flying off in the end, going.
Straight Looney Tunes, man.
Oh.
But yeah,
Oh,
Brad, you mentioned reel ratio. Again, like if you were fishing a bait deeper or a softer bait, you're probably going to want a slower cadence. In the river, I kind of opt for a 5 or a little bit quicker one, either a 7 speed, and I have one 8-speed Tatula 300 that I like for my quicker like glide baits and twitch baits
Yeah,
like that.
I was gonna say that.
Just to pick up line.
So they can,
Well, if I'm throwing
Yeah.
it upstream and I'm bringing it back down to me, if you're going too slow, your swim is going to sort of peter out as that current from behind.
He said Peter.
Well, I did say Peter. You were right. It's a big Peter. So when you can pick up line a little bit quicker, you can get that bait to actually twitch and glide. But I like a little bit slower one for fishing. Largemouth, essentially ponds, stuff like that.
Because largemouth are lazy.
They are, but a couple I caught over the weekend, they did beat up that glide bait pretty good and had a fun fight. Caught some nicer largemouth. It's been a minute, so that was cool.
Yeah, it's always fun. I mean, I don't hate largemouth, but I don't love them like I do smallmouth. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole different fish in my opinion. They're all bass, but to me, it's almost like they're a different fish because you'll get some. Yeah, I mean, but I will tell you, if you go down south and you get some of the Florida strain largies, they'll fight insane.
Yep.
Well, you hear about the spotted too down there.
Well, spotted bass are a whole different ball game. These, like, especially the ones, Guadalupe bass in Texas.
Yeah.
Those things, people have said they fight like smallies, and they're about the same size as smallmouth, but they got like largemouth bodies. But it's weird. It's a weird fish, but kind of like what he was saying. Most swim bait stuff is all done with your rod. There's like your soft body, like your mag drafts. Obviously, you're spooling those back. You're not using your rod. I'm not like you, which maybe I should be, because that's probably why my baits are petering out, because I don't have a fast enough reel ratio. I've always used, for swim baits, it's always the fastest I've ever gone is a 6.4, unless I'm like out of luck and I have a 7 on a rod and I just need a backup rod for whatever reason. But I always throw, like, my main swim bait reel is a 5.4-1. I mean, it's super slow. It's a crankbait stick.
Yeah. I know that I didn't even, I take that back. I do have like a 5.8 or something, but I didn't use it very long. I don't know. I think it's just a preference thing. But then again, I'm nobody in the swim bait thing. You say truth. Butch Brown is going to be a live. How about a free plug for somebody else? Sorry, Paddleton. This Saturday, it would be 9 p.m. Eastern time. It's 6 p.m. Pacific time. The GOAT, Butch Brown, will be on a live podcast with Big Nick of Cast and Crank podcast. I know we talked last time we talked. I think I mentioned this. Go listen to or watch those podcasts with Butch, because even if you don't fish swim baits, there is something to take away from his method to his setup to his attention to detail with weather. I mean, there's so many things that I don't want to screw up to even say. Yeah. It is worth a listen to or a watch, and he'll be on this weekend. But he's like the master of the 250, so he has that 5 and 6 speed reel, I believe, if I remember correctly, that speed dialed in. Now he's also fishing California reservoirs.
He's fishing deep water.
Yeah, I mean he's a hell of an angler anyway. Before he got into the swim bait game, he was good. He understands the conventional side too, which is pretty cool. Because there's some people who are in the swim bait thing that that's just what they do, which is great. But I feel like having a bit of a conventional base doesn't hurt you. I think it helps you. From there, fishing, in my opinion, it's all about kind of what you want to do and what your style is. So if you want to throw something a little bit quicker reel, like, let me just grab it. It's right here.
Yeah, like you can do whatever you want with anything you want. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
This is it's Tula 300. It's an 8-to-1, and I actually have this on kind of my main 1 to 4 ounce rod. Currently, I picked it up in the fall.
Let's hear your reviews on this combo. Like, what do you like about it? What do you don't like about it?
Well, I can tell you one thing I don't like about it, and it's because I broke it.
Oh.
But that's not
well, that's a good thing. Like, share your experience with this.
7-11 to like a 7'9". And I won't say dislikes for this rod. It's So this is a KGB heavy action moderate fast.
KGB.
KGB is a company out of Missouri. I think I talked about it last time. They make the Chad Shed and a couple of other glide baits. But this is like a big crankbait rod it has a long handle or butt section of the handle, which is the one thing that it's taken me just time to learn. Now,
Oh yeah.
since I've learned how to fish it, because it does have such a longer, actually, you know what? I have two rods here. I'm just going to show you. So it's going to be hard to see. But
Yeah.
this is that, I'll take the treble hook here. This is the, what is this? The St. Croix one I talked about.
Yeah, the Mojo.
Yeah. So I don't know how long it is. Like 16, 18 inches, 16 inches.
That's what I was gonna say.
And then this one is like, it just keeps going. It's a lot longer.
Yeah.
But it has this, you can use it for your casting. It's taken just some time. So I'm not going to call it con as much as it is a learning application on my end. It's just taken time to learn how to throw it from the kayak. But once I have, it's just a little bit extra movement on my end. So if there was a con, it's just taking me time on that. And also, too, it's because of how moderate it is. It's kind of learning the hook set on it because it's, you feel it, let them eat, and you can pop them, and it does keep them pinned. It's just a little different action than a normal heavy fast.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine, man. Like, I've never used a rod bigger than 7'4".
Oh, they're fun.
Oh, they're so fun. Got like you said that with that GL2, it's got a stupid long butt section.
Yeah.
And learning to cast that, it's not a con because it does, like, once you get the motion down, you can like hurl. People think, oh, I'm putting a 6-inch swim bait on, or a glide bait, it's just gonna go far. That's not true at all.
No.
Even if you have the right, I mean, you could just throw it and it's going to go 10 yards. But if you really figure out how to use the leverage and use that to whip it, I mean, Brad's seen me cast that.
The 9-inch thing.
Yeah, man, I can't.
Dude, it's so funny watching people throw these huge baits. It's hilarious.
Is it the draw?
Yeah, so no, it's it's the draw. So, which is that big 9-inch, and he's watched me hurl the crap out of that and just flies.
I cast it
goes.
too. It's awkward.
It's awkward, and that's the biggest thing. It's not like I said, it's not a con. It's just learning to do it, especially in a kayak, because I'm comfortable standing and casting a lot. I'm still not comfortable standing and casting this.
Yeah.
Just because I've done it in a boat. You can do it all day because I'll take a step. I'll look like like one of those Japanese pitchers who do their really weird high leg above their head. Like, I'll get it out there. But you don't have that same leverage in a kayak, and you're throwing it, and it's weird. It's just weird.
And then, like, the positive of that long handle too is that when you're fishing the bait, you can tuck it up underneath your armpit.
Yeah.
When you go to hit that hook set, you hit them with a little bit extra more power leverage. So, whatever, plus or minus. Like I said, I kind of snapped off like 2 inches of that rod in my door.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was a real award-winning moment. So now it's like a 7.9.
You just retip it and call it a day?
Yeah, moderate fast plus, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say something like that.
I don't
That's
think
funny.
it really affected it that much. It's a little less tippy, which is fine with me. And the only reason I even care about it is because I don't know. He doesn't make, there's not a ton of those. I feel like an asshole. But it's a part of it. What are you gonna do?
You say you're throwing a Daiwa?
Yeah, it's a Tula 300 on that one.
Is there any reason you went with those over Shimano? Because I do know you use Shimano too.
Yeah. I actually have a couple. I have a Corrado 300 as well, which is actually a 6.6 speed, I believe, which is a nice reel. I like that reel too. I went with the Daiwas because they also make another couple of reels actually, but they have the Lexa 300, and it's good enough for me. and I like those reels. And then I caught a sale on that Tatula.
Okay, I gotcha.
I caught sales on all of them, but I like the Lexus enough. That I was like, well, I like these Tatulas, and prior to having that Tatula, the 300, I have a couple 200s, and I think I don't know, whatever, and I like those enough.
I was
Yeah.
I was on a podcast this past week actually, and I was talking to the host Josh Chitwood and Jason White of Dark Horse Tackle.
Oh yeah,
I told Josh, I was like, Matt told me to relay a message to you. He's like, oh yeah, what's that? I said, Matt says Shimano's king, and he was like, dude, don't even bring that up in here. He got all crazy.
Oh, that's actually, you know what? You made me. The reason I actually picked up some Daiwas is because I picked up one of those SB103 TW whatever. I don't know. It's like, and that's a sweet little reel. And then, yeah, I don't know.
Don't get me wrong, Daiwas aren't bad. Like I had Alexa 300. It's a great reel, and the plus with it, especially like I threw a Tranks 300 and a Tranks 400. I love the Tranks. They're awesome reels. I can beat the tar out of them, and they just never stop. But I didn't have really the Alexa long enough to say that. But I'm sure. I mean, I sold it to a dude in the area, and he's still using it, and he beats crap out of it, and it works great. The plus with the Daiwa, the Alexas, is I can tell you, they're easier to get. Tranks have a cult following. So when they're out of stock for like 7 months. Yeah, my Tranks 400, you know how I found it? I was in Field and Stream. I was looking at the reels. I was like, I wonder if they have any Banfords, because I thought about upgrading my FL, my Stratix. Yeah. And there was a Tranks 400 behind. It's definitely, as someone who works in retail, it was an employee hiding it so no one saw it.
Yep.
And it was right behind there was a Corrado box, here. Speaking of Matt, who has all these boxes. So think of it this way. So here's a box, and then right behind it was this big thing. And I saw it and I was like, the only reel they make that's that size and blue is a Tranks. So I had the guy come over and he was like, yeah, I'm not even working in fishing. The guy who does is off today. And I was like, oh, cool. I just want to see what reel that is. And he's like, it's a Trax 400. I was like, yeah, man, I'll take it. Yeah. He's like, I wonder what was back there. I was like, yeah, I know why, but it's fine, dude. Just go up front and we'll buy it. And I can just imagine that dude coming to work the next day. It's like, how did somebody find it? Like something.
So mad.
Yeah. And I relished it.
Yeah, well, I think lefty reels too. So like that gets even more difficult with those. Yeah, and like you said, like the Lexa was just easy to come by, and I still use them. They're good reels. And you can get on Amazon too and pick up one of the Gomex's 120 millimeter handles. That does help too. I like those two on my reels. They're good. DRT has their version. DRT has their stuff too, but they're really. I mean, it's really expensive for those. The Gomex's one is super affordable. I have not had a problem. I've seen people say that they break. I'm sure they do. Everything does.
Everything breaks.
Yeah, I was about to say there's nothing that's not going to break now.
I've not had that issue, so they've been nice for me, and I do that longer handle for the swim baits.
Like Josh Chitwood said, he replied back to what I said to you, that you relayed your message. He said, you cannot tell me that Shimano is that much higher than Daiwa. He said they're both kings, in my opinion. And I agree with that.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. Is like, I'm just a Shimano fanboy because I have all Shimano. I've built my collection up, but at the same time, there's a reason why if you go to Japan, they put Shimano and Daiwa right next to each other.
Yeah,
it's because they're both kings of the market. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
So
I don't understand how anybody could use anything other than Daiwa or Shimano.
Yeah,
I've used Akuma and Fluger, and I'm like, after you use Shimano and stuff like that, you're just like, I don't want that stuff anymore.
Nah, whatever. Fish what you like. I mean, whatever. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, it don't matter to me. I'm just, I'm just sitting here spoiled now,
That's
yeah. I mean, in my opinion, don't get me wrong.
I'm ruined.
I've got an Abu Garcia Revo Rocket sitting right there. which is a good reel. It works. I use it for frog fishing. So in Ohio, I use it like 6 days a year. But I mean, you can get. I mean, I use Lew's I got a BB1. Do I still have one? Yeah, I should do.
I started out throwing Lew's.
This Lew's BB1H has been around me for 2012, and this thing is great. It still runs great. I just cleaned it the other day. I was thinking about selling it. I was like, you know what, man? I'm not going to sell it because it still works great. And there's nothing. Did Shimano make reels better? In my opinion, yes. Is this real bad? No.
No,
This
that's
reel
big.
does great.
It's just a benchmark.
Yeah.
Their benchmarks may be a little higher for more models in their lineup than others. It's sort of how I see it. When you talk about any kind of reel, like in my opinion, you know, like if I need a workhorse reel, I'll grab a Corrado or a Tatulo.
Mm-hmm.
They just work.
Yeah.
That's it. And I'm sure Lew's has their equivalent. I don't know what it is.
I don't either.
I do know what it is. It's the Lew's. So I had it. What was it?
Pro
It's the
TI?
purple, yeah, the Pro TI, because I had that reel, and that reel's great. But that reel is as finicky as its price tag says it is, because it likes to, unlike $400 reels from Shimano and everybody else, it's, if you get it tiled in just right and treat it like like your wife, like in the Marine Corps, we had a saying with 240 Bravos, which is a machine gun, and a 249. You treat a 240 Bravo like your wife, and you make sure it's dirty, and I promise it'll never not work. And it's the same way. Like I could take a Metanium out and not clean it, and it's going to work great.
Yeah.
And I can take that Pro TI out, and if it has a little bit extra oil than it doesn't need to have, it's going to be noisy. It's going to cast less. It's going to get grindy. It's just weird. So
actually, I do have a Lew's swim bait. It's a Super Duty 301 or 300 or whatever, because I've had it for a while and it's been fine. That's the only one I have. But yeah, because I'm trying to remember. I think one of my first swim bait reels, it was just a cheap reel that I got on some sale, and it just I didn't like it. And then I was looking for one, and I was going fishing somewhere and needed it, or thought I needed it, and I picked it up because it was cheap and it was on sale, and it's been fine. I have it on my Dobbins Fury 806, which is a really affordable, good all-around swim bait rod if anybody's looking. And you could throw that Lew's Super Duty 300 on that and not be set back too much. It'll work great, especially on a road.
Furies are great rods. I used to own one. I really liked it.
Yeah, I have a couple Furies. I've never.
I think it was
one.
like a 7-foot medium or something. I don't remember what it was.
Medium moderate.
Yeah, I had the 7'3". It was the shorter swim bait Fury, but I got it Field and Stream. It was like, I think it was on sale for like $105 instead of 120 or whatever. And I was like, I'll try it because I've never had a Fury. It threw great. It was awesome. I sold it with the Lexa combo, but it was like, if I still had it, it would be fine.
And that's a nice thing. Yeah, that's a nice thing too. Is I don't know what you can. I don't know. You can say I like Dobbins stuff, even though, you know, if you were to say what is the gripe about Dobbins, and I'm talking every line kind of, is that they tend to be a little slower in action and a little bit softer sometimes. You can use that to your advantage. Like we were talking, like the mag draft. I like to throw that one either like on a 7.3. It's a 735. It's like a medium heavy extra fast.
Yeah.
It's not extra fast. It performs well on hook sets, even for that treble bait hook. And I just throw that with a 200 or it might even just be an SLX DC on there or something. Yeah.
Those are good reels.
Yeah, I mean it does the job. Like for my mag drafts and stuff, it's a 7.6 extra fast, the DXC 765 XF.
Oh yeah,
it's a 3/4 inch or 3/4 ounce to 3 ounce
perfect
rod,
and
and it's the 3. I put a 3 ounce bait on it, and it didn't feel like I was going to break the tip off.
That's
Like it's a pretty accurate lure rating.
in my opinion, for if you're going to be like fishing swim baits for in the river, whatever crazy model number you just said sounds about as much as you will probably need.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
couldn't
would agree.
imagine throwing.
you can throw a mag draft to like a 3 ounce rat or whatever. That's it. You don't need anything more than that at all, in my opinion.
I think that's the thing I like about Douglas is. Oh, you're pulling something up. The thing I like about Douglas is like their rods. They don't feel like a traditional rod as as like the ounces get heavier rated for each rod. They don't get thicker. You know what I mean? They don't feel like broom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're super comfortable. Like this rod, if you put it in your hand comparatively to like the 7 it's the medium, Brad, that you're using for your Joshies. The DXC 72.
Oh, 724.
724. Yeah, 724. And it feels like the same rod, other than this is 4 inches longer. But
Yeah.
other than that, it feels like the same rod, which is awesome. And then if you didn't, because the 309 price tag could throw somebody a little bit. So you could go to here and then go to here.
It threw me
the
too.
LRS. Yeah, it's not cheap, but you go to the LRSs and then you could look at because I was looking at this too for a backup swim bait rod. Right there, the LRS C746XF 229.
You can do everything.
And that's a 7.4 that will do you could throw chatterbaits on it, spinner baits on it, lipless on it, mag drafts on it,
Hell, you
glides on it,
ploppers.
Yeah.
ploppers. I mean, you could throw everything. That could be a do all reel.
Yeah.
Those
Shower.
LRS rods are on par with like any other graphite rod out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all day.
It's a good pick right there. I like that.
But
so that's kind of like your middle of the road because you can go like the X Matrix rod I just showed, or the GL2 G Loomis that I use, or you can get Megabass makes swim bait rods, Depths. Depths is your high end $600 swim bait rods, but that 229 for that LRS is a perfect middle ground. It's a great rod. It doesn't feel like a broomstick. It has a longer handle, so you can get that whipping motion and get the bait out there a little bit farther. But it's not going to wear you out from doing it all day. Because with that GL2, it wears me out. It just does. Throwing it all day with big baits, you're going to get tired. You're going to get worn out. So
that's one thing. And you're just like figuring out if you want to do this, if you want the frustration sometimes or whatever, start lower than higher.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Figure out if you want to do it or get a rod kind of like that LRS or something that'll do more than just swim bait stuff.
Yeah.
Like get a rod like that. That can do 3/4 all the way up to 4 ounces. You've got plenty of play in there to throw everything.
It's a huge range.
Mm-hmm. That's what I do. I all my combos are set up for multi-use. Just because I'm always switching. Like some days I want to throw spinnerbait, other days I want to throw Ned rig or whatever, Which I'm not throwing a Ned rig 3/4 ounce, but I'm just saying in general.
Why not, Brad?
I wish they would. I want to find someone who makes one.
I know, me too.
I want a 1/2 ounce Ned rig so I can fish in 40 foot of water and it gets there immediately. That's just a shaky head, but still.
Yeah. East Coast Marauder jig and cut the skirt off in the band and then just put your worm on. You're gold. Tungsten, you'll feel it.
I like those football heads that Z-Man's making. I just wish they would make them like heavier weight. That'd be awesome.
Which I don't know which ones you're talking about. Are they Ned?
It's a Ned head. I have them.
Ned football head.
Yeah, it's a Ned and it's awesome.
Right.
It's only 1/4 ounce, though, right?
Yeah, they're not heavy. They're not even a 1/4. They're 1/5. They still don't go. Z-Man doesn't go anything above a 1/5. Or 1/5 with any of their Ned stuff that I've seen. Well, they have the real big fat one. That's a 1/4. But the footballs, and I didn't even know they were a thing until I was at the show, the Cincinnati Fishing Expo, and Brian Latimer was there, and I was talking to him a little bit. And I was like, do you throw Neds a lot? He was like, I don't throw traditional Neds. I throw the football heads. And I was like, what? And he was like, oh, these right here. And I was like, what's so different about him? He's like, man, you're hitting the bottom differently. It's a whole different presentation because the bait wobbles. And he's like, man, it's awesome. Like I've seen my catch ratio go through the roof. And I was
Really?
like,
Okay.
all right, I'm going to buy some.
Good guy right there.
So,
I like Brian. He seems like a great person. But hey,
he
Brad,
is.
Brad, I have your half-ounce version of what you're looking for, and it's the Kitech Tungsten V2 football jig.
ooh, I'm gonna have to check
Yeah.
that out.
It's a good
Which,
jig.
like thinking about it, I could probably just take a football jig, take the skirt off, and put a crawl on it. And
Absolutely, you could.
call it a day.
But these
'Cause
are
that-
those are like a lighter wire, and that would probably actually work real well with your big Joshy rod.
Yeah, I know. I want to try that so bad. But I mean, you also have swing head jigs too, which you
Yep.
know I could try that too.
Yeah, I've actually played around with that on the river, and I'm going to play around with those swing heads more post spawn here.
Yeah. Yep, that's about the time I get the Tokyo rig out, so that makes sense.
You're the Tokyo rig guy. You killed him on it
I
last year.
love it, dude. It's so much fun.
There you go.
That's that jig.
Yeah, if you get show a side view of the there it is. That's not a big heavy hook
It's
on
a half ounce. And yeah, it's there it is.
What
That's a
size
light
hook is
wire
that?
hook.
Two aught.
I want to say it's a 1/0. It's a 1/0 or 2/0. It's one of those two, but it's a super light wire. I've got one of their
Yeah,
casting jigs
I want that.
and once you get it over that collar there, a standalone TRD or the TRD crawls works great on it.
Yeah, that's what I kind of want to do. Like, I think that'd be nice on the river.
Yeah, it's kind of like this. This is the Kitech, just a casting jig. And then I want to say that's a 1/0.
It
Might
looks
be a
tiny.
2/0. I want to say maybe it might be a 2/0. But that keeper, he's not wrong when he says that bait, your bait won't move. It's
Yeah,
awesome. And it doesn't shred it or anything like that. It's awesome.
that's cool,
Ooh, talking jigs got me all excited. I love jigs.
dude. I am starting to love them too. Like, football
Dude.
jig, the football jig bite at Dale Hollow. That was so much fun. I had a
That
blast.
sounds like fun. I'm hoping to do that same thing when I'm up in Upper Peninsula with smallmouth.
Yeah,
Yeah. Whew. Yeah,
I'm ready to go up north, man. Matt.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
You guys going to St. Clair? Where are you going?
Oh, there's a place up here. It's
I know what you're talking about. Don't say
yeah.
Yeah. The land.
it's our
I call
special
it
place.
since the last time I went, I call it the land of death because I almost died like twice. But
It gets real windy up there, huh?
oh,
What-
dude, what'd you say?
It gets windy on that lake, right?
Oh,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
it's terrible. It's
Yep.
terrible. A buddy went up there the other day for me and Brad, and he texted us. He's like, I can't stay in a spot with my trolling motor. He's in a boat. I was like, yeah, dude, it's just. He's like, I was have to throw faster baits because I can't work a slow bait. I was like, I mean, man, just cover water. That's all you can do. Cover water or throw an anchor.
That's when I post up against the bank and just cast it deep and drag it back.
Yep.
Yep.
There's no other way
But
to
since
do
you
it.
mentioned St. Clair, I really want to go to St. Clair this year.
Me too,
We
man.
talked about it a little bit at Hollow. You could feel free to we'll pick you up at the border or something. And because it was me, Brad, Justin, and then two other guys. We went Cam, which he's been on the show, and then our buddy James. We were talking about going up there for a couple days, like a weekend or something. Dude, St. Clair is a magical place.
Does James listen to this?
He does, and he always texts me
James.
how I screwed something up.
James, this one's for you, buddy. Woo!
Hey, actually, if you guys do that, you should look at the Grassroots Bass Yakking schedule because they actually do a trail series on St. Clair.
Yeah,
And
that'd
the
be
bags are insane. There's a guy here in Indiana named Glenn Landstrom, if I remember correctly.
I've heard of him.
Dude he's a stick. He's a stick. Hell, he doesn't live close to St. Clair. He lives an hour from here, I think, south. And he goes up there and just hammers them. Back home,
Seems like
hammers them here too.
seems like anybody can go up there and be a hammer, though.
He's.
It's
I think
St.
there's an art to it.
Yeah, St. Clair gets. I mean, people get that feeling because people go out on charters. It's kind of like Erie. You can go to Erie if you get in the right boat; they'll get you on decent smallmouth.
Mhm.
But St. Clair can have its own challenges. I've only fished it like twice, but I got a buddy who lives 20 minutes away
Ooh.
from it, and he goes up there all the time. He's like, yeah, man, if you're not like, there's some stuff you got to figure out and kind of deal with it today. So
Speaking of charters, man, Andy Fool out in Buffalo, he runs a charter. He's part of the Serious Angler podcast. We need to do that this year.
I'm down.
I think he said $200 a person.
That's not bad.
He has
I
like
mean,
this nice, like 21-foot Phoenix boat, I think maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down. I'm always
Yeah.
down. I'll go fishing.
We had him
anywhere.
on the show, actually. We talked about it. That was pretty fun.
You should do that. Go
I
beat
want-
him.
What's that?
Go beat on him.
Well, Ryan Dahl went up there and fished with him last year.
Oh yeah.
And that he was like, I have never seen anybody slam smallmouth on my own boat like that. I was like, I'm telling you, Ryan is like smallmouth god.
Yeah, he's when you talk about a hammer or a stick, Ryan is like, if you look that up, what it means when somebody calls somebody who fishes a hammer, it's just Ryan Dole's face with a 22-inch smallmouth.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Or Mr. Doll. Too much. You got to give him some respect.
Yeah, yeah. The honorable Mr. Dole.
We need to get him on just to hang out. I've had him on before, but
Yeah, I'm down. I'm all about it. We'll just get all four of us.
talk
Just
about his
rivers.
NRX Plus rod.
Ooh, man,
Oh, dude, yeah, that rod is. I've held
Choice.
one. It's choice is the word I'll use. It's choice.
prime.
Prime, that's a good one too.
Prime choice. Dope.
Yeah, you could say that.
I don't use all those. I feel like an old guy. Like I don't use any of these cool slingo words, whatever you call them.
Throw that
Well, you-
mustache back and you'll be able to.
Do what?
Throw that mustache back and you'll be able to.
Dude, I just shaved it yesterday. Like I told you, it was driving me nuts, dude. I can't do it. I can't.
Yeah, I went a little baby face a little bit just because I was trimming it and I screwed up and I was like, screw it. I just shaved it all off.
I got to let mine come back because I got to keep all this madness for Halloween and then get rid of it after that. So but I gotta have this so I can dye it all jet black so I can be Steven Seagal.
That's funny.
Gonna make it up, call it moves.
Were they
Jesus.
the Big Lebowski?
Yeah, I've been the dude. I've been Walter. I've had
was gonna say.
tops. I can do it all. I was fishing in a cowboy hat today for the first time. It felt good.
I saw that. Yeah, I don't know if you know who John Graves is, but he's a guy in Cincinnati. He wears a cowboy hat on the water.
I've heard the name. Actually, you know what? I didn't get burned today, and it was mid to high 80s on my face. I didn't have any sunscreen on my face. Had long sleeves on, like a fool, an absolute fool who knows better. I wore shorts today, and just got beat up on my legs. But
Yeah.
my cowboy hat saved the day on the top part. So
Yeah, there's
Well, a couple of weeks ago, let's say Brad was wearing, my dad works just mostly because he's bored and he works and he mows for the city that we live in. And I had his big,
I saw that too.
his big hat.
That
And
was a
Brad
cool
was
hat.
in my
I need
truck.
one.
Yeah.
That was a cool.
Brad was in the truck and he was like, whose is that? I was like, oh, it's my dad's. He's like, can I wear it? I was like, I mean, I guess. I don't know why you couldn't. Sure. Just make sure you don't lose it.
Yeah.
And he's just wearing it all day. He's like, this hat's amazing. I was like, yeah, I got it on
We
Amazon
got
for
a
you.
big
You should just
tour
get one.
of sun hats when we were in Florida in March, and I mean they're giant, but they're great. You just don't get scorched. It's wonderful. So
Yeah.
them hats.
Cravens
I'm just
texted me
gonna.
that day. I was wearing that hat. Cravens texted me. He's like, "Dude, it was the hat."
It
I was
was
like, I wore that hat because I saw you wearing one.
yeah. Craven has a snazzy hat too that he likes to
He
break
does.
out. It's like kind of almost like it's like a Indiana Jones plus. It's kind of bigger. It's for real though. So it's a real good looking brim.
I think I've decided I'm just gonna get a sombrero. I'm gonna wear it when
Yeah.
I'm out there.
Yeah, because
Just why not?
you won't get burned.
I
want a big
won't
old
get burnt,
hat.
and I can take. All right. I say, and I can just take a bait and I can just hang it on it. If I
Exactly.
need it, I just pop it off.
Big 8-ounce bait, just lodge it in there.
Yeah, but say it'd be great. I
Yeah.
always know where it's at.
Yeah, I concur.
I'm about that.
Oh man.
But
Hold on a second, dude.
what are you finding now, Lord?
This is the hat I'm gonna get. Right here.
You have to get the green
Big ol'-
feather.
Yeah, you gotta have the pimp hat with the feather.
Yeah. You also have to accept
Oh.
someone's gonna kick your ass too.
Yeah, 100%.
Bring it on.
From-
I'll have my shark hooks with me.
Yeah.
That's all you need. You call those the Justin Marshall, Mike Longshank.
He's
Sorry.
gonna hate this episode, dude. I don't think he even listens.
Lord.
Actually, he's just like
Three
oh,
extras. They're heavier.
He probably doesn't.
one of our best friends. He don't even listen to our stupid show.
Yeah, everybody support your friends and listen to the things they do. Don't be like Justin Marshall. Watch for some reason there's gonna be like his followers on Instagram and stuff listen to the show. They're just gonna all unfollow him.
Oh, dude, I'd feel bad.
We're just joking, kind of. Maybe
Kind
you'll never know. Take a chance.
All right, guys, you got anything else? You got something?
No, I
anything to add?
think I'm good.
I'm
Alright.
I'm good. I will say for everyone who's wanting to start in the swim bait game, just because we're kind of ending the two-parter, even though this was talked about gear a little bit, and then we just ran the rabbit the rest of the time, which is fine. It was awesome. Look at getting the Dark Horse Tackle subscription box, the Champ box, because I tell you what, especially for someone who's wanting to get in on it, we talked a little bit about the Tiny Clash and how you get some dupes at certain places. But they have local companies who do a lot of hand painting, stuff like that. And there's your Clash right there. And that came in the box last month.
Good looking bait, and so was that Gill Glide you showed off last week.
Yep. I'll say this one and then this one. Both of these came in the Dark Horse Champions box. The same box, which is awesome. So let's say, and then this week or this month they did like some finesse stuff. So you got little finesse multi-jointed. Got that. You got that bad boy, which is a little finesse glide bait.
That's cool.
It's a little bit smaller. That's from Czech. But yeah, I mean, they come with a bunch of stuff. If you really want to get super awesome, it's spring, so they're going into top water and stuff. So I got a wake bait down there, and then the big bull tank. That's a hand painted.
That thing's wild looking, dude.
It is, man. And the only place, if you type in bull tank in YouTube, you're gonna find a great video that you won't understand, but he catches tanks on it. So
That's cool.
definitely give that a look. But yeah, man, I mean, especially it's $75 a month. It's a subscription box, but you're getting straight heat from a bunch of local companies instead of, having to wait for drops and stuff like that. Because you can't get a Tiny Clash right now for retail. You just can't.
And those offhand TKs work.
Yep. Oh yeah,
They work.
they're awesome.
I'm only subscribed to the Dabble Pack through them, but I mean it's like $7.99. You get it like 2 baits usually. This month I got 1 bait. It was a spinner bait. So
Yeah, but it was
cool-
a dope
cool.
spinner bait.
it
Yeah, I was
was,
about
dude.
to say it's they have different tiers, and obviously I go straight to the Champ box because I'm extra. But you can get the Dabble Pack, the Weekenders box, the Weekend Warrior box that comes I think with 3 or 4 baits, and it's awesome. I mean, it comes with those big baits, but then it also comes with baits like this. This I'm pumped for this wake bait.
That's a nice.
I'm gonna up my subscription, I think, to that Weekend Warrior because I just I want to get some of that stuff. It looks good.
Yeah, dude. I mean, they're doing a great stuff, and it's not like we've all been. A lot of us has been Lucky Tackle Box and MTB subscribers and stuff. And I was when it first started. And when it first started, MTB was pretty cool. And then after like 6 months to a year, like I was getting baits and packages, like not doing anything to this guy because these baits are pretty good. But this is like a small company, but it was like baits like this that was just from like it was a multi-mass produced no name company. It was just worms. Like the bait's quality went down. Brad's doing the wave, but whatever. But yeah, I mean their boxes are awesome. It supports local businesses and small businesses around the Mideast, and it's awesome, man. Can't beat it.
Yeah. The baits you showed off look great.
Oh, they look awesome, and they'll catch, like you said. I mean, TK's catch. They just catch fish.
They do, and it's a great river bait.
Yep. I'm pumped.
you
I'm gonna
go.
tie it on, and I'm gonna just use that. And then once I catch a couple fish on that, I'm gonna go up to I'm just go right back to the 9-inch.
This weekend,
Catch
dude.
up more.
Let's go.
That's the plan. We talked about. Well, of course, we're talking about going Sunday, so it's got a thunderstorm on Saturday. It's great.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it's awesome.
Sure is.
We'll find somewhere.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm finding somewhere to go. I'm fishing Sunday. I don't care.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna
I'm
fish
down.
a puddle if I have to. So
All right, guys. Got anything else, Nick? Shout out to
great. Hey, thanks for having me on, gentlemen. That was fun, and hopefully we can do some fishing this summer sometime.
Yep.
oh yeah,
Give Nick a follow. FCK Dadlicious, right?
That's delicious.
That's Dadlicious. Gotcha. I always forget the that's part. So FCK, that's Dadlicious, which is an epic name. So give him a
he
follow.
just thinks Brad just thinks you're delicious. That's what he always.
Yeah,
says.
I am, baby.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Later.
Thanks for tuning in to another killer episode here on Paddle and Fin. Be sure to drop a 5-star rating, a thumbs up, or smash that subscribe button on any platform you're listening in on. Be sure to check us out on Waypoint TV, waypointtv.com. Make sure you sign up for the Fantasy Kayak Fishing League at paddleandfin.com/fantasy. You can support this show through Patreon, patreon.com/paddleandfin. Don't forget to check out the website, paddleandfin.com. Catch us on YouTube. If you got a question, comment, or want to see a future guest on the show, be sure to email us at paddleandfin@gmail.com. Shout out to our show supporters, Yak Gadget. You can check out all the fine kayak accessories at yakgadget.com. Pelican Professional. For all your cases, coolers, and lighting needs, go to pelican.com. Rocktown Adventures, your Midwest premier paddle sports destination. Go to rocktownadventures.com. Eastport Marina, the beautiful destination on Dale Hollow Lake. If you're looking for lodging, kayaks, kayak accessories, or anything fishing related on the beautiful Dale Hollow Lake, go to eastport.info. And Jigmasters Jigs. When in doubt, get the jig out. Go to jigmasters.com and fill your tackle boxes today.